So 600 users, right? 300 collections created, and over 3,000 bookmarks saved by these 600 users is the numbers that my side project Cleave has achieved over the past 5 months that it's been live. Cleave is basically a web app where you keep all your bookmarks. Pretty simple. It works like Chrome bookmarks. Just we are trying to be simpler, we are trying to be cleaner. So next slide. So looking back, we started Cleave, or my co-creator and I, we started Cleave last year of February. And if someone had told me that year or the year before, that's 2024, 2023, that I would own this product with these numbers, though insignificant, I would have told them the line, because it's far-fetched that a product designer who has a 9 to 5 has a side project and in 5 months have racked up these numbers. Next slide. So who am I? I'm Franklina. I'm a product designer full-time. I work with Hubtail. I'm a gym person. I add that because it's now a lifestyle. It's part of who I am. And I'm a podcaster. I work with Derek Chom, if anybody knows him, LinkedIn, Twitter. So we have this design podcast, Edge Cases, where we talk about design, where we talk about tech. So anything design, product design, and tech, we have that conversation there. So next slide. Okay, so this was the question that nudged us to where I am today. Where do you keep your bookmarks? It was a simple answer. I keep it everywhere, and that was where the problem is. Everywhere means nowhere. So I kept my bookmarks in my Apple Notes, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, iMessage, Telegram, everywhere. So when it came to where do I find, I'm looking for a particular link, where do I go to? I have to go everywhere, and then it's frustrating, so I end up stopping. So this was the question that led us to where we are at right now. And in 5 months, I've gone through a learning process where I would never have experienced certain things, because when you're working for a 9 to 5, right, you're hiding behind the people who make the decisions. So they've made the decisions, the strategic decisions, the business decisions, and they come to you for you to do the actual work. But in this journey, I have had to be at the forefront. I have had to work with constraints. I have had to make trade-offs. I have had to work directly with my customers. I have had to just do everything myself, because I am at my work. I don't have to do everything. I don't have to do everything because my PMs do all the work. My CEO does all the work, and then he just breaks it down to my level for me to do the work. But owning the products, and in this past 5 months, I have learned a lot. We are currently at 600 users, and we are still in beta, and it's a free product. So yeah. So this is what Cleave looks like, or has looked like. This is the current look of it, and then these are the iterations it has gone in the past 5 months. We've been trying, the whole goal of Cleave is to make it very simple, very clean for anybody to keep their bookmarks, find it, organize it. So every single iteration we make, we ask ourselves, because we use the product ourselves. We don't expect anyone else to use it. We use it ourselves. I use it. I have over 2,000 bookmarks created, right? So I said 2,000, about 200 bookmarks created. Yeah. So this is what it used to look like. Right now, if you visit the site cleave.app, you're not going to see some of these things, but then you see what it currently looks like. Next slide. Okay. So as I was saying, I've had to do so many things being in this past 5 months. I've been a product designer. That's my comfort zone. Now, these two are not my comfort zone, because I am a product designer. I don't product manage, and I don't product market. But because I need to make my product known for people who might need it to know about it, I've had to tell people about it. Currently, we don't do any sort of marketing. We just talk about it. I tweet about it. I share some of the design decisions I make. I go very casual with it. We don't pay for ads. We don't do any sort of affiliate marketing. We don't do any, market budgets. They have this whole plan. We don't do any of that. And when it comes to being a product manager for a 2-man team, he's the developer, I'm the designer. I'm all these, and he's only the developer. So I have had situations where I am the one who decides what we are going to do. So we have this 2-week sprint. We call it a 2-week sprint. So there's 2 weeks we work, and then the other week we rest, and then we go another 2 weeks again. So I am the one who decides, okay, these are the list of features we have. These are what I want us to build and why. Because we can't build everything. I work 9 to 5. He does his own thing. So we need to strategically think about what we are building, why we are building, and why we are doing it now. So that is some of the roles, or some of the roles I've been playing as a product manager, and some of the roles I've been playing as a product marketer. So full-time versus part-time, like I've been saying, I work full-time with Hubtel, my 9 to 5. You would ask why or how I'm able to work on this project and then do my 9 to 5 at the same time. You might think it's easy, but it's not, because there are times where you push something live and it's breaking and you need a design to fix it. He needs me to fix it, and I'm working, I'm in a meeting, right? So how do I juggle my 9 to 5 and my 5 to 9, if I should put it? I came up with a system, a routine to help me do that. And in order for that system to work, it has to be flexible, because not every day goes as planned. Not every day starts with you knowing how it will end. So what I do is, for my 9 to 5, I keep it strictly 9 to 5. So I'm able to focus in zoning and do my work as expected. And then after that, I go to the gym, I come back, and then I'm able to tackle the next part of my day. Trust me, last year wasn't like this. This routine or this system worked for me only this year. So I've had to go through several iterations of that routine to come to a point where, to this point where it works for me now. Next slide. Yeah. So basically, the whole point of this is for me to remind all of us that you don't need to reach somewhere to put something that you want out there. You don't. I thought I had to do something. I didn't think as a full-timer I could have my own product out there. You could be a student and still have a product out there, solution out there. You just need to open up to people, talk to them, collaborate, because the person I don't develop. I had to be friends with this developer for us to come to that realization that we need to solve this for ourselves. It was a personal thing, and then we decided to make it available to the world. So to all of us, I just don't want us to think we need to get somewhere, get something before we are able to push our products out there. So I'll end here, and if there are any questions.
We'll have a question time.
Okay, 2 questions actually. So I wanted to know, is this open source?
No, it's not open source.
Okay, and then secondly, how does it work?
So it's an extension, a Chrome extension, and then a web app itself. So if you install the extension, assuming you visit, Facebook.com, and then you right-click, you'd see this small, when you right-click, the menu that comes, you see Save to Cleave. You click on Save to Cleave, and it saves that page into your account. And in the web app too, you can go there, add a new bookmark, any link you have, you add that.
Okay, so how can we also have access?
Cleave.app. Cleave, CLEEVE.app. Any more questions?
You said it's a Chrome extension.
Yeah.
So it's part of Chrome. When I go to the extension, I can install it and I use it.
Yes, it's on the Chrome store. Yeah.
So and you've also given us a link to the website. Is there a mobile app?
No, we don't have a mobile, it's just a web app for now.
A web app.
Yeah.
So if I want to access the list of links that have been found,
You would have to go to Cleave.app. So, and then your bookmarks will be there. But then we also have, Chrome extensions come with an icon where you can, yes, when you click on that as well, you have access to your bookmarks.
so it's also on the icon
And the web app, yeah.
That's a question.
My question is more about the product management side of Cleeve.
Okay.
So how do you come along deciding which features to prioritize? And also, how do you handle developing and also development for
Okay. So for deciding on which features we want to work on, we look at where we are at. Is the feature we are going to work on, is it something that the app needs to survive? So a typical example is when we're doing the app, we built the app, the main app, before the login. And when we built the login, we used only Google, right? So we made the assumption that a lot of us have Google accounts, so it should be very easy to. But then when we went live, we realized some people needed email and password, but that came later. We needed to finish what was, because we don't want you to get into the app and get lost. That was our philosophy. But we want the main app experience to be great. So if there was a feature that was coming, is it contributing to that, or it can wait? So that is like our criteria for working on features. And then the second question was how, in relation to fixing bugs, the same thing. So it's the back breaking, the fact that people can save links. Yeah, so we're experiencing this thing where Chrome was when some browsers make an update. When you save a link, it will save 2 times. So for something like that, we really had to spend time because it was only just Arc browser that was giving us that problem. And quite a number of users were using Arc browser at the time. So we had to stop everything. Oh, thank you. So we had to stop everything and then fix that bug. So that is how we, figure out what features and what bugs to fix at any point in time.
Last question.
What was one insight that you gathered switching from adding program marketing also program management to product design? What was one insight? It could be data, it could be
data. Yes, data. Like we don't have a lot of numbers, and we don't have a lot of apps integrated to help us with that. But it's data in the sense that we now know how many users don't have bookmarks at all after creating their account. We now know how many people use our Telegram bots. We now know how many people use the Cleave extension. So with that, we are able to make certain decisions, right? Okay, so maybe this is where we need to focus. How do we now get people to use our Telegram bot? That's one of the things we are looking at doing right now. So data is one thing that cuts across those.